Hello and welcome back to the next episode of Major Money. And we are doing our Sunday night prize pick show. Typically during the football season, it's Sunday night football. Obviously, that is not on right now. So we are just doing our NBA slate. We got two games coming up around 9 and 9:30. We do have the Bucks game that is starting soon within 10 minutes. I wasn't exactly sure when I was prepping it if they were going to take away the props because the timer was actually to end at 8. So I don't have any from those games starting at 8 right now. There's Bucks, Cleveland, Minnesota, San Antonio Spurs. I think there's some good ones there. Not going to use it as a pick, but one of the ones I was looking at was Damian Lillard under 0.5 rebounds, I think, or offensive rebounds, sorry. I just don't think he's going to get an offensive rebound today, and he doesn't consistently. Playing Cleveland, a lot of really good rebounders on Cleveland's team. Damian Lillard's not really crashing the offensive glass. He's typically around the perimeter, or he is shooting layups. He's not one that's really going to run in and try to get offensive rebounds. Like I said, it's not going to be an official pick because I wasn't sure if they were going to be up still. And I did not want to not have three picks for y'all like always. But that is my extra one that I'll talk about. Under offensive rebounds for Damian Lillard, playing a great rebounding team, playing a great team in general. And we're going to go under on that. If I was doing it a little bit earlier, that probably would have been one of my picks. But before we get into our official picks, we got that new member offer. As always, play $5. Get $50 instantly. You see it right there. Remember, that doesn't say you have to win that bet. It just says play $5, get $50 instantly. So that is a best case scenario in sports betting. Those signups, you can play PrizePicks in many different states. Even if you don't standardly have sports betting, for example, I'm in Georgia. We don't typically have sports betting, but we can do PrizePicks. So be looking out for that. Use the code 5 to get that offer, FIVE. That is going down at the bottom of your screen. And remember, just play that $5 lineup. Don't even have to hit it and you get that 50. So an instant 10x right there. And then if you hit it, you get even better value. So let's jump into our first picks today. I got several that are kind of tied together, but this one, I'm going to go with a combo. Y'all know I like combos. The reasoning behind this combo is because I think they're going to get a ton of attempts up. I'm going to go James Harden and Zach LaVine. Just sometimes, I don't know if y'all are like this, but I'm just going back and forth on who attempts I should take. I mean, Zach LaVine's attempts is at 6.5. Harden's at 9.5. So right there, we're at 16 attempts for the props. But if you look, both of them are hitting those consistently. Harden's averaging like 10.6 in his last 5. LaVine's averaging a little over 7, like 7.3 or something like that. And both of them have reputations as shooters. Both of them, I think, have to do a lot for their teams, especially considering Zach LaVine for the Kings. They're out a lot. They're out Sabonis. Someone's got to take the shots. It's going to be him and DeMar. So I think they're going to get a lot of shots up. Clippers do have some solid defenders, at least reputation-wise, and they got Zubac in the middle, who is a very underrated center. I've talked about him before. And I think he protects the paint surprisingly well for how a lot of people think of him. I think LaVine has potential to have a good game. And then you have James Harden, who is James Harden. I mean, the guy has been unreal. Both of them are making a lot of threes. They're not just taking them right now. They're also making a lot of them. So considering I was back and forth on both of those and they're both shooting well, I was like, you know what? Let's do a major money staple. Let's do a combo. Let's do James Harden, Zach LaVine to make 7 threes, basically. I need over 6.5, which means 7. So one of them's got to hit 4, one of them's got to hit 3. With their attempts, I don't see why that's not going to happen. I think this is a really good square. I think both of their attempts are good squares, but just for the sake of the show And like I said, to go for a major money staple, our first square is going to be James Harden, Zach LaVine to over 6.5 threes in the late game. I believe that's at 9:30, correct? Here it says 9:40 because I think tip is technically 9:40 because Gold Old NBA will tell you the game's at 9:30 and it's really not. So games never start on time. And that's how you still have some time to get those 8 o'clock games, even though it's 5 minutes past. Now, my next pick is going to be, let me pull it up, just make sure I get it in the right order. Zubac, actually, he's the next one on my list. We're going his defensive rebounds here. Yeah, I'll just search it. It'd probably be easier just to search it. I already mentioned the Kings are missing some people. Sabonis is out. And so I think Zubac is going to clean up the defensive glass. You can see he's very consistent. And one thing I talk about all the time, and I am no pro sports bettor, and I'm not going to act like I am, but I like players that are consistent. For demons or something, you can look for people that have very big, frequencies of maybe a low number, high variance in their prop, because then that might more likely to hit versus someone that's consistently around their standard number. But since we're playing a standard square, I like it 12, 9, 9, 8, 10. Like that's very consistent around the number. They're losing their best offensive rebound and their best rebounder in general. I mean, you can play as rebounds. I think it's at 12.5 as well. That's another good square. 12.5. I like that one too, but I can just eliminate, 14, 12, 10, 10, 16. Then we can just do some base math 12, 9, 9, 8, 10. He's not as consistent on his offensive rebounds. So like I said, maybe if I'm playing a demon, I'll go with his offensive rebounds or his straight rebound number, but I'm looking for consistency here, and his defensive rebounds are his bread and butter, and honestly, most people's in the NBA, but Zubac is very, very good protecting the defensive glass. So that is going to be my second pick here. Remember, before we get into our third pick, new member offer for all of y'all that have not signed up for PrizePicks. Play $5, get $50 instantly. That's with the code 5. We got VP Heat here from Twitter. How much money do I need to win to buy out Terry Rozier's terrible contract? A lot of money. I hope you hit for that much money, but they wouldn't even pay out. No sportsbook would, but that would be if. So our tagline here, as I drop my phone on major money, is let's steal some money from PrizePicks. If we can all band together, we got a lot of people in here. I just hit 300 live viewers. If we can all band together, we can all hit massive six-mans, right? Then we pool our money together on like a GoFundMe, we might be able to do this. We have to steal millions upon millions from PrizePicks, right? He has a year left after this. I want to say ballpark 20, 25 mil, right? I hope that's not any higher. We would have to win a lot. But if we all pull together and all hit six-mans, maybe even full demon six-mans power play, right? Because now six-mans don't just have to be flex. If you didn't know that with PrizePicks, you can go full power. That is how we do it. So I like VP Heat's mind and where he's going through. Maybe we can see about doing that. Don't know if it's going to happen, but thank you for the comment. Thank you for watching. And all y'all other people in here, thank y'all for watching as well. Our final pick, and let me pull it up again just to make sure, because I look at a lot of picks and then choose 3 of them. So I just want to make sure it's going with it. It's going to be Tobias Harris over me. And Tobias Harris, not a bad player. I don't know why I keep scrolling down. I mean, it's just absolutely stupid of me. Tobias Harris, 14.5. He's playing Portland. Portland's terrible. They are missing Ayton They're missing Robert Williams. They're missing Thibault, and they're missing Denny. So they're missing a lot of their good players, and they are not a good team even when they're playing. And then they're missing them. Tobias Harris is a very consistent player. Once again, I like consistency when I'm looking for props. And no, is he like a star? No. Is he a bad player? Not by any means. He just kind of became the scapegoat over there at the 76ers because he wasn't what they thought he would be, but he was what he has been his whole career, which is just a consistent guy that's probably should be your number 3, can be a number 3 on a good team, maybe not a great team, depends on other people around him. But 14.5 against Portland, who's terrible anyways, who gives up a lot of points anyways, and then missing a lot of their good players, especially some of their like wings and forwards, and then 2 of their best centers, Klingon. I like Klingon a lot. Solid rookie center. Sometimes gets in a lot of foul trouble, and he is just a rookie, and he's kind of learning the game. So he protects the paint well, but also, like I said, he gets in foul trouble. So Tobias Harris can use that matchup. Like if he gets in foul trouble, he can use his matchups because Denny's gone and other people are gone. I think he's going to be feasting today. Would not be surprised if it's another 20-point game. But I think he's definitely going to get the attempts to at least get 15. And he's typically solidly efficient in the way he gets that, and then playing it, like I don't want to harp on it too much, but just a bad Portland team, he's going to have the opportunity to really get his. So I really like this square. I'm surprised a lot of other people aren't playing it considering the matchup. Maybe people are worried for something I don't know about, but maybe worried about a blowout. I don't think so. Even in a blowout, if it's going to blow out, the Pistons have to score points, and Tobias Harris is going to get his, like I've already talked about. So I like that at 14.5. I think there's a lot of other really good props in this game, just considering Klingon. He would be a guy I would maybe be looking for, like a demon type. Like, what's his demon rebounds? 11.5 rebounds. Maybe this is something I would look at. They do have Duran, who's a really good rebounder. And then, but Portland, they don't have another center. So, like, that's something I would look at. Points assist at 14.5. Another one that might not be too bad. Points rebounds, 24.5. Usually I'm like, oh, that's a lot of rebounds to get. With Klingon, I'm like, that's a lot of points. 12.5 would be that demon here. So you can kind of see this kind of what I mean by, like, that's a lot of points for Klingon, even with missing people. So, like, if I was playing like a demon on Klingon, like I said, it might be the rebounds here. You can see he has games. He had 15 and he had 12, which both hit it against OKC and Philly. And then he has only 3 against Cleveland, 8. But kind of what I was talking about when I'm playing demons, that variance kind of helps. And instead of him always just at a certain number and you just need him to randomly do something he doesn't ever do, he does have those games because he is a talented big center. He does have those games where he just gets those rebounds. But we're not playing that. That is just if you're looking for a demon to buy out Terry Rozier's contract. Maybe that's something I would be looking at. But we got our 3 picks, James Harden and Zach LaVine, a combo, 6.5 3-pointers made. Both of those can hit them by themselves. I think actually last game Zach LaVine did hit 7 threes. And Harden's been consistently making them. LaVine, both hot shooters, both shooting a lot. Attempts, we'll just combine them. Then we got Zubac, 9 defensive rebounds. No Sabonis for Sacramento, missing their best rebounder. He excels on the defensive glass, not consistent on the offense. So we're just going to remove offensive from the equation and get the defensive rebounds. Then Tobias Harris, as I've just talked about, playing Portland, they're missing 4 of their best players, at least 3 of their best players. And so I think Detroit's going to get a lot of what they want. And Tobias Harris, very consistent in his scoring, even though his reputation isn't always the best. So if you play it as a power play, you get a 5x here. We just have to hit all 3 of these. If you're just looking to be real conservative and maybe build some bankroll, play a higher, bet entry fee, but you're okay with not getting a 5x, 2.25 is not really worth it. In that, all honesty, just remove one, and then you get a 3x. But these are our 3 picks today. I am playing them as a power. $20 to win 100. So we get a nice little 5x here. I will tweet out the link to use the code 5, get $50 instantly when you create the $5 lineup. Notice it's not when you win a $5 lineup, it's when you create. Sign up bonus right then and there, instant 10 times on your money. And then you have a bunch of promo funds. And we got Taco Tuesday coming up where you get a bunch of discounts at great value. So we will see y'all next time. Let's steal that money from PrizePicks that we always talk about. And y'all have a good night watching NBA basketball.